You're listening to Ask the Expert on Sprott Money News.
Well, greetings once again from Sprott Money News and SprottMoney.com. It is January 2019, and this is your Ask the Expert segment. I'm your host, Craig Hemke, and joining us this month is Lorne Whitmore. Lorne is Vice President of Sales for the Royal Canadian Mint. What a pleasure to get a chance to visit with Lorne and find out about a little more what's going on at the Mint. So, Lorne, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Craig. It's my pleasure.
Hey, and before we get started, as we always do, we like to remind folks of some of the latest stuff going on at Sprott Money. I think right now, as we begin the year, nothing could be more important than owning some physical metal. And so, of course, the Sprott Money storage program allows you to do just that. You can purchase precious metals from Sprott Money and store it in our secure storage facilities. Existing Sprott Money clients can also transfer their precious metals that they previously purchased from us to our storage facilities. Just pick up the phone, give us a call at 888-861-0775 for more details on the Sprott Money storage program. All right, Lorne, we just have a list of questions to go through about the Mint and some of the happenings there and some of the new products that are coming. If you're ready, I think we'll get started.
Absolutely.
Well, here we are in 2019, Lorne, and it's my understanding that this year marks a pretty important milestone for the Royal Canadian Mint. Can you fill us in?
Yeah, that's right, Craig. Actually, the Mint launched its very first bullion coin in 1979, the gold maple leaf. So 2019 marks the 40th anniversary of that iconic Canadian gold maple leaf bullion coin. So in order to sort of acknowledge that milestone and celebrate it, we've issued a special 40th anniversary bullion coin in limited volume with the iconic maple leaf design with a stylized number 40 over top of that maple leaf. So the gold used in that coin has actually been responsibly sourced entirely from Canadian mines, which we think is a great Canadian story. And we also have a numismatic collector coin that commemorates that same anniversary.
Hey, that sounds really cool. Do you have some other new products that you're launching this year as well?
We do. So in addition to the gold maple leaf tribute coin, we're also offering a numismatic coin, as I mentioned. That's part of a collection of dozens of numismatic collector coins we issue every year, and certainly you'll have a chance to look at that throughout the year.
Those sound great, Lorne, and I particularly like that 40th anniversary gold maple where the gold is completely sourced from Canada. I mean, what Canadian citizen or anybody wouldn't want one of those? And I should point out, of course, those are all going to be available, if not already, at Sprott Money. So you want to definitely go to SprottMoney.com and search those out if you want to pick some of those up. Lorne, let's turn to how things have gone over the years at the Royal Canadian Mint. How do you think customers' expectations have changed over the years? And are there certain things that are currently kind of hot there?
Well, I think when it comes to bullion coins, first and foremost, customers want to protect their investment. So that includes a number of things like security features, the physical attributes of the coins, and I think also ensuring the liquidity of their investment. So those are the things that drive our innovation while still respecting the legacy, as we mentioned, that 40-year history with the gold maple leaf. So while that gold maple leaf design has been consistent over the years, aside from increases in purity, which started as a 3 nines to a 4 nines as well, I mentioned that we do offer 5 nines coins as well. But we've also made some changes to the bullion finish with the addition of radial lines. And, some sort of suggest that enhances and complements the design as well. So also the uniqueness of the line width and pitch creates a nice light refracting pattern. So those are some of the physical attributes. But I think more importantly, the security features have been added over the years that we think have been well received by the marketplace. And I think our customers worldwide appreciate the fact that the Mint's bullion products are accepted by all the major metal exchanges in London, New York, Tokyo, Shanghai, and Singapore. And we've been on the LBMA list since 1919. But I think in terms of meeting new customer expectations, I think the investment that we've made in some of the security features are really things that I'd like to highlight.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about that, too, because that comes up quite a bit, certainly on my site, too, about, how do you always want to know that you've got the real deal, right? And I know the Royal Canadian Mint has taken some steps to address that. If you go back, kind of fill us in a little bit on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is innovation, as you might imagine, is a constant challenge that we're faced with. So on the security front, we've added several security features over the years on both the gold and silver maple leaf bullion coins. So one thing I'd like to highlight is the bullion DNA anti-counterfeiting technology. So the DNA stands for digital non-destructive activation, which actually allows us to validate in a secure way the genuineness of our coins, as well as the micro-engraved laser markings and radial lines continues to be a feature that secures our coin. We also believe this combination of features on the security front helps us deliver on our promise to provide the most secure bullion coins in the world. And I guess in terms of the physical preservation of that investment, last year we delivered even stronger protection on the silver bullion maple leaf with the Mint Shield surface protection, which guards against white spots or milk spots, which, as you may know, have afflicted all silver bullion coins in the past. So we're quite excited about that innovation as well.
Yeah, and just to remind everybody, the Mint does not actually sell directly to the public. It's through dealers like Sprott Money, for example.
Exactly, that's right.
All right, well, let's kind of have a little Royal Canadian Mint trivia in a sense. So what's something maybe you might say that most Canadians don't know about the Royal Canadian Mint?
There's a couple of things. So I think that many Canadians would probably be surprised by the comprehensiveness of the services that are offered by the Royal Canadian Mint. So I think we're well known as the provider of Canada's circulation and collector coins, but I think it's less well known that the Mint also is a refiner of gold and silver, that we actually produce circulation coins for dozens of countries around the world, and also offer storage services and a number of other services that I think are less widely known among Canadians. And I think the other thing that I think might be surprising for Canadians, and I think a source of pride, is that Canada punches well above its weight in the world of minting. So as a country of only 30-some million people, I think it's quite remarkable to be regarded as being at or near the top in the global bullion market and in the provision of circulation coins for governments and central banks around the world.
Yeah, no, that's very cool, and it's a neat position that you guys are in. Let me just kind of back up a little bit earlier. You talked about how that 40th anniversary gold maple is sourced entirely from within Canada. Let's just go back to that. In regard to where you do get your gold and silver, how has the industry focus on this, kind of more responsible sourcing influenced the partners that you work with?
Well, as you might imagine, the Royal Canadian Mint has always been extremely diligent about who it works with, preserving our reputation and giving our customers the confidence to work with our products is paramount to our mission. So we've always focused on developing relationships with reputable companies, whether those are clients who deliver materials from mines for us to refine, or precious metals for recycling into precious metal investment and industrial products. So I think because of that approach, the RCM is well positioned in the current regulatory environment to, work towards making sure we're always validating the source of the metal to ensure it's been sourced responsibly. Mm-hmm. And I think, as you've pointed out, there's been a sharp focus on that element of the industry, particularly over the last couple of years. So we think that positions us very well. And I think it's also important that we continue to maintain that high standard of who we work with and make sure that we're compliant with the latest regulations. And we also make sure that in addition to our own due diligence, we have third-party validation. And the report from that third party is publicly available to give, again, all of our stakeholders confidence in the processes that we follow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't get all of your gold and silver from Canada. Where else around the world do you go to source it?
Well, again, as you've pointed out, I mean, Canada is the main source. So, again, using the Canadian mine materials. But we also source metals from other responsibly sourced regions around the world. As well, we have a select list of, as I sort of alluded to, scrap materials, again, where we've done a lot of, know your client and a lot of due diligence around the source of those metals. So we also do that. And I think sometimes that's attractive in the marketplace for those that might find it particularly important to make sure there's a recycling element to what we do as well, in addition to supporting Canada and the world mining industry. Kind of an interesting story around sourcing metal is last year we launched a coin featuring gold exclusively sourced from Nunavut, which helped us actually celebrate the mining industry, the people, and the iconic images of that region. So I think it's a really nice story that shines a light on the source of our metal.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. And while I have you, this is just something I've always wondered about. How long does it take to go from, a hole in the ground or a hole in the mountainside and getting the raw material out to something, an actual minted coin that I can purchase from the Royal Canadian Mint? Well, how does that process work? How long does it take?
Well, of course, my answer is going to start with it depends. But and here's what it sort of depends on is what many people may not know is in order to get a coin into the marketplace, in addition to procuring perhaps the doré from a mine and refining that into 4/9 gold as an example. There's also a process whereby we need to conceive of the design for the coin. So we solicit input broadly in the marketplace as well as through our own resources to find themes that we think will resonate with Canadians and those around the world. So there's also a government approval process to make sure that as a Crown Corporation, our shareholder is fully aware and supportive of our themes. So, and then once all of that takes place, then the coining and the minting of the coin and the distribution of the coin begins. So, again, it's often a process of many months, but the actual production of the round blank of the coin, we're talking weeks rather than months. But The entire process really does take a matter of months.
Wow. All right, Lorne, one last question while I got you on the line. I had heard, I guess this is some time ago, about some multi-million-dollar coin you guys created. And I never had the whole story. What's the most valuable coin that the Royal Canadian Mint has ever created?
Well, this is probably our most renowned coin that we've ever done, which is our $1 million coin. So we actually minted this particular product with, again, 5/9 pure gold with $1 million face value, and it's 100 kilograms of pure 5/9 gold. So It's the most valuable coin that we've ever minted, and as you might imagine, with the price of gold, the actual value is well in excess of $1 million because of the gold as well as because of the scarcity. This is quite a rare find in the marketplace.
I think we need to get Sprott Money to sell some. In fact, actually, I think I need to get Eric just to send me one just for safekeeping. It's got to be pretty cool.
Operators are standing by to take that order.
That's right. How heavy? I mean, that's got to be, because gold is so dense and heavy anyway. That's not something you can probably just pick up and walk off with.
It's funny you ask that. I mean, we actually have a special holder for this coin. We actually have a trained crew that has those unique skills to set up and preserve the coin. As you might imagine, this is such a valuable as well as bulky item that it's important that we protect it and make sure it's both secure and it's protected.
That's really cool. That's a neat story. And I think you actually gave us a great segue too, because you got to store that metal someplace. That one, boy, that'd be a trick. That'd be neat to show your friends, but you'd want to hide it pretty well. You can always store your precious metal with Sprott Money, as we talked about earlier. But additionally, it is retirement planning season and RRSP season. And this first part of the year is when we got to start thinking about this. And I always want to remind folks that you can have precious metals in your retirement plan. Add precious metals to any of your registered investments. You can open a precious metal self-directed RRSP or IRA account at Sprott Money. It's real easy to do. Just visit SprottMoney.com or call us at 888-861-0775 for more details. Lorne, I really appreciate your time. This has been fascinating to visit with you, and I really hope we get a chance to visit again sometime soon.
No problem. Thanks for the opportunity to chat about our business.
And from all of us here at Sprott Money News and SprottMoney.com, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you again next month.